Here's what's happening now. Election day not completely dry, and we still got some showers showing up on 4 Live radar. We'll tell you when they'll finally head out. Karen.
It is Election Day in America, and Michigan could be center stage. Our live coverage right now, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
It all comes down to this. Americans casting their ballots, and Michigan voters could play a major role in this presidential race.
I didn't vote last election because I didn't think it would really matter as much. In this election, I think it does.
I was just elated to be able to vote today.
We're tracking turnout and getting you ready for tonight's historic results.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. If you haven't voted, there is still time. The polls in Michigan are open for another 4 hours, and we have seen some long lines in Metro Detroit and around the country. We have team coverage this afternoon with Rhonda Walker in New York, Help Me Hank monitoring local polling places, Paula Tutman with some very personal stories from people who don't take voting for granted, and we start with Devin Skillion. And Devin, a very big day.
Well, it sure is, Karen. Finally, the end of the line for campaigns and candidates and voters, of course, alike. The polls opened 9 hours ago for an election day like none that most of us have really ever seen before. There were so many voters across Metro Detroit ready when the polls opened, right as they opened this morning. Long lines formed early at precincts here in Detroit and across the suburbs. There have been some reports of some glitches with voting machines, though no major problems to report this afternoon. Local races and ballot issues have brought out voters, certainly, but it's the top of the ticket getting the most attention. The candidates themselves voted this morning. Democrat Hillary Clinton was first to cast her ballot.
Many people are counting on the outcome of this election, what it means for our country, and I'll do the very best I can if I'm fortunate enough to win today.
There you see her joined by her husband, who voted her precinct near their home in New York a few hours later. Near his home in Manhattan, Donald Trump voted and commented briefly for reporters about how he feels on this election day.
Very good. Right now it's looking great.
There you see accompanied by his wife Melania and their daughter Ivanka. His final campaign stop of the entire campaign was late last night right here in Michigan. It was in Grand Rapids. Both presidential candidates made major late pushes to try to win votes in our state. Michigan looms very large heading into tonight. From the national perspective, there's also a possibility Democrats could take control of the U.S. Senate, wresting it away from the Republicans. The strength of the candidates, Clinton and Trump, could determine which way the Senate vote goes tonight. A lot to keep track of today. I will tell you, Karen, quickly, some precincts are telling us they could be seeing record turnout today in the Detroit metro area. So a lot of people very engaged in this election that we thought maybe might turn off a lot of voters and keep them home. So far, the polls are busy. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Devin. And our Help Me Hank election hotline has been open all day long, giving you a chance to report any polling place problems. Local 4's Hank Winchester has been tracking down those complaints, and so far I understand, Hank, the news is encouraging. What have you been hearing?
That's right, Karen. Just as Devin said, some minor glitches. We noticed one this morning at the Northwest Activity Center in Detroit, but that issue was repaired quickly. We're here right now at Chrysler Elementary School in Detroit. We're here because this morning, this is one of those districts where the lines were long all the way down the street. Some people leaving because they didn't want to wait any longer. You're looking at some video of people voting, some video rather, of people voting at different locations across Metro Detroit. Again, we've only been hearing about some minor glitches causing some issues with people having to wait longer than expected. A few machines were not accepting the ballots, but those machines were changed out quickly and those issues were resolved. We did have an opportunity to speak with the executive director of the NAACP as a team working right now to hear about any complaints or concerns. And then we also talked to voters as they made their way out of Chrysler today. Here's what they had to say.
Our election line has been up and running since 6 a.m. this morning. Mostly individuals are concerned about where do I go vote, so we're instructing them on their proper polling locations. But we have been having more than a few instances on polling equipment not operating properly, which is in turn creating long lines.
We heard about a few glitches with different machines not counting votes. You didn't see or encounter anything like that?
No, I did not. Everything went quite well, actually.
So the main story from people, the main complaint, long lines, but that's actually really good news because obviously we want as many people to get out there and vote as possible. An important reminder for everybody, even though the polls close at 8 o'clock, if you are in line by 8 o'clock, it will make sure you have an opportunity to cast your vote. We're live here tonight in Detroit. Karen, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Hank. And the Help Me Hank volunteers are standing by right now to take your calls through 8 p.m. when those polls close. So if you spot any problems, call 313-298-WDIV, the number on your screen right there, 313-298-WDIV, and we will check them out. The big race today is at the top of the ballot, Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. That battle will be decided based on electoral votes in key battleground states, including here in Michigan. Rhonda Walker joins us now from NBC Election Headquarters in New York to show us exactly what we need to be looking out for tonight. Good afternoon, Rhonda.
Good afternoon to you, Karen. There are certain things that we should be watching out for as we lead into really getting those poll results in. First, let me set the stage where I am at NBC's Democracy Plaza in New York, where we will watch the electoral votes begin to count their way up of Rockefeller Center. But there are some key things to watch out for today in terms of specific states that may be called rather early, one way or another, that could even make the decision prior to even all of the polls and results being counted in Michigan. So I think it was today's show's Savannah Guthrie that put all the expectations into perspective. The only thing we have learned about this election is to expect the unexpected.
I feel like this is one of those campaigns where all the conventional wisdom has been upended. And I think anything can happen tonight. If there were to be a real surprise tonight, if Donald Trump were to kind of go against all that conventional wisdom and prevail, I bet you anything Michigan will be a big part of that story.
Officially, it won't happen until after 11 o'clock.
NBC's moderator of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd, will have his eye out for a few key demographics as the numbers come in.
Looking for the most is this college-educated white voter. Mitt Romney won them. Hillary Clinton was winning them in our last poll. If she wins them by the margin that we show, this could be we could be underestimating the size of Clinton's victory.
As you're watching the election results come in, what's that one state that you're kind of looking at going, I want to see what happens here? And
well,
why?
You know, there's a couple, but I think two states. I'll give you two states, Florida and North Carolina. The polls close relatively early on the East Coast, of course, but we may not know the result for a while because they are razor thin and they're incredibly consequential.
Before the polls close in Michigan, we may know a lot about Florida, Ohio, and North Carolina. That's number one. And if we don't know by the time Michigan polls close, then we are in for an extraordinary long night.
So there's a lot to watch and a lot to think about as all of those election returns come in. Coming up at 5, we're going to take a closer look at how unprecedented this election has been. Some pivotal key moments that we're going to zero in on that could have been the thing that made or broke any of the candidates' chances at being our next president. So we'll take a closer look at that coming up at 5. Karen, back to you.
All right, Rhonda Walker reporting live from New York. Thank you very much, Rhonda. Obviously, voter turnout is a huge issue today. Millions of people will line up to vote today, and each one has a story about why they're casting their ballot. Some people have truly amazing stories because voting is so important to them. Paula Tutman found who is going to great lengths to vote on this day and wanted to share their stories. Paula.
Well, you know, Karen, I've talked to a lot of people who have a variety of reasons for not voting. But if you're thinking about not voting, take a look at this story and then tell me whether or not you still feel the same way. For Cassandra, every step is both a challenge and a triumph. At only 62 years old, she needs 2 knee replacement operations. When it's cold and rainy and her knees are swollen, every inch, every foot, every yard is painful. And yet, today, she is walking nearly a mile to get to the polls. Why don't you drive?
I don't have a car.
I just voted. There is no such thing as dash in, get it done, dash out. Physically, it would be easy for her to stay home, but history makes it easier for her to vote.
It really does matter. You know, our forefathers and ancestors fought for us to be able to vote. Everyone should get out and vote. A lot of people died for this. A lot.
I've certainly not missed voting. I don't think I've missed volunteering for an election either.
Dessa would never consider not voting either, but she knows that the disability that keeps people from voting is not always physical.
People have all sorts of barriers to voting, some of which I think we can work to eliminate. It's kind of normal everyday things like childcare, transportation, work schedule. All of those things can be barriers to people voting.
Though born without femurs, she knows what it's like when there are physical barriers.
I have voted in places before where the accessible door was locked, where there were steps to the entrance, or where the accessible voting machines were broken.
When we met her at a polling place today, she was not there to vote. She was there to volunteer. She will vote after she makes sure as many people as possible understand their own voice and their own power.
If you don't vote, somebody else's voice is louder than yours, and they're dictating what happens in your life, and I think we all should be a part of making decisions about our communities together.
You know, those two women show that the real and the biggest impediment to voting is right here and nowhere else. Now imagine this. You come into the hospital by way of the emergency room, and you're still here a week later. How do you vote? Well, Karen, we'll let you know that answer today at 6. Karen?
Very good point. And boy, those women's stories so encouraging. There is no reason to not get out there and cast your vote. Paula Tutman reporting live for us this afternoon. And make sure to stay with Local 4 for all complete election coverage, including live updates at 5 and 6. Watch our live streaming coverage starting at 7 p.m. at clickondetroit.com and get push alerts with our Click on Detroit app. Make sure to stay with NBC News and Local 4 all evening leading up to live updates tonight at 11. Time now for our first look at the forecast, and Ben, Mother Nature definitely did cooperate today in terms of getting folks out to the polls.
Yeah, so far so good, Karen. We've seen a couple sprinkles, but nothing significant. We still have a little bit more rain to go, and 4 Live radars picking up a couple downpours. One of those right now just off to the south of the Washtenaw County line, and another one just starting to move into the Waterford Auburn Hills area. However, we expect anything that is out there on radar to be done by 7 o'clock. So the tail end of poll voting today is going to be dry but breezy. We'll keep the clouds around. Winds will be 10 to 20 miles an hour this evening, and we'll check out how temperatures move from here coming up.
Ahead first at 4, playing catch up, how McDonald's is trying to make its fast food service even faster. Also, this could be one of the most destructive sinkholes we have ever seen. We've got that story behind this disaster. Up first, up in flames. Firefighters race to a local apartment complex popular with college students. The damage and what happened to those left homeless. Next. There was a big fire in Auburn Hills. Firefighters from 9 different communities raced to the Beacon Hill Apartments. It's a complex that's real popular with students at Oakland University. Fire started in one apartment and then spread quickly, but residents were even quicker. Everyone got out. One firefighter hurt his leg battling the blaze. Investigators suspect the fire began on an outside rear deck. Management arranged for temporary homes for all who were burned out of their apartments. A house in Madison Heights was severely damaged when a car smashed into it last night and then burst into flames. The homeowner inside got out safely while neighbors pulled the driver from that burning car. The driver is hospitalized. Police say it appears the combination of speeding and drinking led to the crash. The homeowner, who was knocked off of a couch by the impact, says he is grateful his young daughter was not home at the time. Well, Ben is back. Everyone's wondering exactly how things are going to last until those polls close.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any huge impacts from the weather, but we're not going to be completely dry either, so just be ready for that. But temperature-wise, so we're still in the 50s, and we're only getting cooler as we head into the upcoming few days. 59 is where we're at right now. West-southwest winds are at 9 miles an hour. And those clouds are dripping in a couple spots. We showed you a little bit of those downpours, but they're very tough to see here on the regional picture. Most of the moisture by far has gone south and east of us. So as far as the impacts on turnout, of course, you heard at the top of the show how important Ohio is going to be. We're going to wonder how the rain is playing into that turnout there. You see Cleveland and now a lot of Columbus getting wet too. We'll be watching that very carefully. But for us, the last of these sprinkles are going to be out of here by about 7 o'clock tonight. Beyond that, it's just cloudy skies. Tomorrow, there could be a couple stray sprinkles coming in off of the lake, some lake-enhanced showers there as we get some colder air over those lake waters. However, most of the day is just going to be cloud-filled on Wednesday, and then we'll start seeing those clouds fade a little bit as we get into Wednesday night. Not doing us any favors as we're expecting some cooler weather as we head towards the upcoming weekend. Tonight, though, 42 in the city. Will be some areas that do sink into the 30s for overnight loads, but the scattered showers are going to be diminishing very soon here across southeast Michigan. High temperatures tomorrow, a little bit different than what we saw today. In fact, just barely holding on to 50 in the city, a lot of upper 40s even in our metro zone. South zone, very similar conditions, right around 50 degrees in most areas, slightly cooler out here to the east and far west portion of the zone. West zone, high temperatures tomorrow, all in the 40s, from 47 in Flint to 49 in Canton. Manchester, you're going to be at that number as well, and north of M59, all 40s, mid 40s in Sanilac County, and just slightly milder down here towards M59 by the afternoon tomorrow. As far as temperatures go, we'll spike up just a little bit here on Thursday with the help of some sunshine, but notice we're going to start out cool in the morning. 37, not going to be our chilliest start though. That's going to be safe for the weekend. Saturday, 31. And it looks like we will see sub-freezing temperatures across the entire area to start the weekend. Numbers coming up ever so slightly there on Sunday, and we finally make somewhat of an improvement as we head into next week. Tuesday, there's a next chance of rain after these sprinkles head out of here tonight, so a mostly dry forecast for 6 out of the next 7 days. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. Trending today, first at 4, pumpkins like you've never seen them before. Wait until you see what people are doing with some creativity and a glue gun. Up first, sinkhole chaos. Just look at what happened to this 5-lane road, and it caused a chain reaction throughout the city. All next.
Save up to.
Sinkhole chaos. Look at this destruction in southwestern part of Japan. The gigantic sinkhole opened up on a downtown street in the city of Fukuoka. The hole measured nearly 90 feet wide, 100 feet long, and also 50 feet deep. No injuries have been reported, but nearby buildings were evacuated. More than 100 buildings lost power. The sinkhole may have been caused by nearby subway construction. Okay, so if you are a fast food fan and you love McDonald's and you think, you know what, it's just not fast enough, well, things could speed up in 2017. That's when McDonald's could actually launch a new mobile order and pay app. The fast food giant has fallen behind other chains like Starbucks, Domino's, and Taco Bell. Now, they all have mobile apps that have boosted sales. Mickey D's, though, is hoping to launch the new app next year in the U.S., Canada, and the United Kingdom. Would you use it, Ben?
I don't understand how that's any faster than the drive-thru.
I don't either, because I think those drive-thrus are pretty fast, and I feel like you'd have to stop to plug it in the app, and then, but...
And if your order is big enough, the app's going to help. You should probably be ordering inside anyway.
There you go. Also trending today, have you noticed some pretty pumpkins out and about, and also on websites like Instagram and Pinterest? Well, dressing up your pumpkin is trending online today. Many of you are using the painting, spraying, and gluing decorations to pumpkins. This is much different than carving a pumpkin for Halloween. The creations become beautiful centerpieces for Thanksgiving or other fall parties. And decorating the pumpkins can really be a lot of fun for the whole family if you get your kids involved. So if you're looking for something to do, decorate a pumpkin. Okay, this is also trending today. If you've noticed this on Facebook today, well, it's apparently promising relief from Election Day stress. Let's go to the live red panda cam. The San Francisco Zoo and Firefox have put a camera in the red panda exhibit. Now, I'm trying to look and see him, but I can't spot him right there.
Is the panda running the camera?
Yeah, perhaps, you know, Ben. The fluffy panda is more closely related to the raccoon than the giant panda. One of its nicknames is Firefox, probably not a coincidence. Not sure why people enjoy watching animals just sitting around, but if it works for you, check it out. Still ahead, another tribute to our own Carmen Harlan. Stay with us.
Hey, Carmen, I wish you well. As somebody who's done a little bit of what you're attempting to do, I can tell you it's okay. You'll feel fine, but you will still miss your buddies. And as a buddy, I miss you, and I wish you the very best in all you're going to do now, including taking care of Andy, your kids, and your grandkids. Love you.
That was Chuck Gatica sending his wishes to Carmen Harlan, who's retiring this week after nearly 40 years here at WDIV.
Yeah, we get a few more days with her. Stay tuned for more tributes throughout the week. It really is the end of an era here at Local 4.
And before she leaves, Carmen and Devin will lead us through one more election night. So make sure to come back at 5, 6, and 11. And if you do run into any polling problems, call the Help Me Hank hotline at 313-298-WDIV. So far, mostly minor issues have been quickly solved, but definitely keep us posted. The phone lines are open. An Inside Edition is next. Thanks so much for watching First at 4.